Assalamu alaikum folks. In today's Honey Was Cooking, we are making Mexican chili, which is essentially a stew or a broth, whatever you want to call it. Beef, beans, onions, green peppers, tomatoes, lots of them, seasoning, and you add in a cup and a half of stock, beef or chicken stock, whatever you have ready, and that will take the chili to the next level. Now moving on to the ingredients, I've got a pound of ground beef. I've got 2 cans of beans, 15 ounces red beans, 15 ounces black beans, a large green bell pepper chopped, tomatoes, I'm using a can, 15 ounce, and I've added an additional medium-sized tomato chopped, 1 large onion chopped, a teaspoonful of salt, you can always adjust to taste. I've got a tablespoonful of garlic, a tablespoon of red chili peppers, flakes, a teaspoon and a half of cumin powder, about a teaspoonful of black peppers. Honestly, you can adjust the seasoning to your taste as the chili cooks, and then we will later, when the chili is ready, we will talk about how the chili can be used. Moving on to cooking the chili, I've got a pan and I'm going to start by adding the onions. Now the interesting bit is that you do not need any sort of oil to cook the meat in. Isn't that cool? Onions, the ground minced beef, and the chopped green bell pepper. Now this is going to cook initially on high heat till all the moisture from the meat has been released, and then we are going to turn down the heat and let the meat cook till the time it has kind of browned. So I will put the lid on, turn the heat to high, and let the heat do the magic to the meat. The meat, green bell peppers, and the chopped onion have been cooking for about 10 minutes. See the amount of steam coming out, so you can well imagine moisture from the meat, moisture from the green veggies, and moisture from the onions have got a storm going on. So I just wanted to give you an idea how it looks like at this point of time. And it smells amazing. See this? Yes, and now we will just let the meat to cook in its own moisture till it has browned and any excess moisture has in fact dried up. So about good 30 minutes, let's give it another check. Yes, all the excessive moisture has reduced. The onions and the peppers have softened. I will cook it for a couple of more minutes without the lid on so that the moisture can evaporate, and we have pretty much a crumbly mixture of meat, onions, and green peppers. So as you can see, all the liquids have evaporated, pretty much dry and crumbly, and before it gets scorched, I will start adding my remaining ingredients. Now if you're using beef which has some fat, that might leave some residual liquid or fat. You might want to strain them before adding the rest of the ingredients. But the meat that I was using was pretty much lean. I don't have any liquid fat coming out of the meat, so we are good to go. I will start off by adding the tomatoes. A can of diced tomatoes, 15 ounces, plus an additional tomato diced. The combination gives a good flavor and texture and color. Next come our beans, black beans, red beans. You could use red beans only, you could use black beans only. I like using a combination. You make your own decision on what beans to use. Now remember, the can of tomatoes might have some salt. The can of beans that I'm using explicitly said that no salt added. So when you do finally add the salt, take a testing before you add the whole quantity that you usually would. Red chili flakes, garlic, cumin powder, half a teaspoon black pepper. Now I've added an additional ingredients. That's half a teaspoon of oregano. That will add to the flavor. A cup and a half of broth. Give it a mix. And finally, the salt. Give it a good stir, bring it to a boil, lower the heat, let it simmer and cook for about 20-30 minutes. It should thicken, it should be well combined, it should look cooked, and it's already tasting and smelling wonderful. So after about 35 minutes, let's see how it looks. There we go. And this is pretty much done. I will switch off the heat. So the chili is now ready, and the number of things that we can do with it. It can be eaten as a soup bowl. We have some sour cream, some green onion, sharp cheddar, and avocado tossed in lemon. You could add a jalapeno. Deconstructed with nachos. Add some sour cream, green onions, and we can do it with a tortilla, which I've lightly roasted on a pan. Sour cream, chili, avocado, shredded cheddar, and finally some jalapeno. And we now make it into a roll. There we go. The tortilla wrap is ready. The tortilla roll. Finally, a taco shell. Some sour cream, avocado, cheese, and finally the onion.